Summer, summer, summertime, summertime. Why'd you sit back and unwind? Sit back and unwind. Summer, summer. Hey, Guardo, shut up, man. Hey, I even I forgot my notes, man. This is the Afterfight Afterthought for the Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. fight, and Andy Lee. Got the notes. I forgot the notes. Hey, sorry about that, man. Got carried away. I'm leaning forward a little more and get closer to the speaker. Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna work though.
Anyway, we'll start out with the winner, which was Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., and then we'll go to the loser, or the afterthought, which was Andy Lee. And we'll break them down I'll give the before, the during, and the after fight of it and see where we come up with that. And first we have, obviously, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Is this a step up for him? This isn't Martinez, so it doesn't really seem like he's keeps going up. If he risks, the only risk is that if he loses or looks bad in the fight, that's the only thing that's going to hurt him in this. He'll lose any bargaining chips he has if he looks bad, especially getting a Martinez fight or anything like that. He is going against somebody that is finally taller than him with a longer reach. He's never fought a southpaw before. Will that factor? Will he struggle in there? The gloves, there's a little question about the gloves because he wouldn't let Andy Lee's team weigh him in. But other than that, when you're looking at this is a fight that he should win, and he needs to look good in doing so. Going over to Andy Lee, he's training with Emmanuel Stewart. The biggest problem they have, and European people don't take this wrong, this isn't a knock on you, is usually when you get touched a couple times, you start looking more toward just banging it out, man, just fighting like flat out, that heart fighting when you're head to head and you're just banging the crap out of each other. And that's not really how like Chavez Jr. and some of those guys are fight. They fight on the inside, but they don't fight like that. They're not there to be in wars. This is a step up for him. This is is this the right time for him? Is he going to shock the world? They're talking about he's completely revamped his style. It's kind of hard though to change your fight philosophy and how you really want to. If you're just one of those dudes like you remember with Mickey Ward and those guys, Turo got banging the hell out of each other, just that fight kind of thing. It's going to be hard. Can he take the power of Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.? I mean, this guy blows up to light heavyweight. So is he going to be able to actually stand in there and take the power? I mean, he was knocked out by Vera. He did come back and he righted that ship. Win, obviously, he's going to have the top fights. If he loses bad, was he a built-up fighter? Are they going to start looking at it? He's going to go back to reality with that. Lose close, he still could get some top fights in there. You never know. I threw in a little bit of a round by round there. The first round was predominantly controlled by Lee. He was using his jabs and his lefts, keeping distance. They trade left hands in there. Some right slam by Chavez. But ultimately that round was controlled by Lee, and I gave that a 10-9 round for Lee. Going into the second round, you could see Chavez closing that gap, and Lee wasn't keeping as much distance. When Lee used his distance, he looked good. Problem was he only really used it in one round, and that was the first round. He kept him off by jabbing, throwing rights to the body, and some hooks in there. And then Chavez started closing up with lefts to the body and hooks himself. There was a nice ebb and flow in this round. A lot of lefts, some uppercuts were actually starting to land in there by Lee and Chavez, and Chavez really started closing that gap toward the end of the round. And you started looking there, Chavez had, left to the body, uppercuts, more lefts to the body, in there, and started touching Andy Lee there, getting to him. I gave that round, I actually scored that round initially a draw. If you scored it for Chavez, I couldn't argue it. but I wouldn't say Lee won that round. You feeling me? The third through the sixth there, Chavez just started opening up. And when he would open up and he would hit Lee, he would hurt Lee. And you had, Lee struggling there, and he seemed to, the fight started getting a little dirty there around the fifth round and stuff, but, admittedly, that's going to happen in these kind of fights when you're trying to test someone's heart. With the body shots that Julio Cesar Chavez was throwing, that you had no choice but to dig deep and to bring out like that animal fighter in you, kind of deal. But Chavez, I mean, he won the third, the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth, and they were in dominating fashion. He was really starting to show his worth there. And in the seventh, he was just teeing off on Lee. He was absolutely pounding him. That was pretty much it. Now, after the fight there, when you start looking at Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., who's he going to fight? September 15th. The fight's already been signed. He's going to be fighting Sergio Maravilla Martinez. So that fight's already in stone. Well, about as in stone as you can get, barring any injuries in camp or anything like that. I was thinking the Golovkin-Pirog winner, the Sturm Gale winner, those guys. But heck, if he's already signed the Martinez fight and he called Martinez out in the fight, that's pretty much it. We now know who he's going to be fighting. When you go over to Andy Lee, he could fight the. He doesn't. We know he doesn't have the skill set to really beat those top guys. He doesn't have. I'm sorry. He's a very good fighter, but he's not that elite fighter to take it to the next level. But that doesn't mean he can't go up against a Murray, a Macklin, a Barker, And the reason why I say that about the skill set thing is he doesn't stick to it. He didn't stick to the jab. He didn't keep his distance. He didn't keep him away from him. He didn't get his cardio up enough, I guess, to keep that distance from a fighter like Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. You can't fight him on the inside. You can't absorb that many body shots. You've got to keep him away. You've got to pound that jab on him. And he didn't do it. He didn't use his reach, and he went back to his old ways of fighting. That's all I'm saying about that. So, and obviously maybe a Sturm Gale loser, Golovkin-Pirog loser, those kind of guys. He might get in on those. And I look forward to seeing his fights because they're worth watching. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not like something that you say, hell, I'm not going to watch that. This is something that you would definitely want to watch and tune into. Well, all right. Well, hey, there's my Afterfight Afterthought. Let me know what you think. Comment, rate, subscribe. Me and Guar, we're going to get out of here. We fixed the car's AC, we think, so we can drive around and stuff. Anyway, it's Bigragu. I'm out.